Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at a very heated and controversial development in the country. The leader of Operation Dudula is in big trouble after their operation plan was exposed, and now the health ministry is said to have ordered arrests. This news has sparked nationwide debate and plenty of reactions. I'll break it all down for you, and as always, make sure you stay with me until the end so you can hear the sources and try to verify the news for yourself. And before we get started, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more news like this. Now, let's get into it. Operation Dudula, as you know, is a group that has gained a lot of attention and criticism in recent years for targeting undocumented immigrants, especially around job sites, informal settlements, and most recently, healthcare facilities. Their argument has always been that foreign nationals are taking up services and opportunities meant for South Africans. Their supporters see them as activists filling in where government has failed, while their critics see them as vigilantes spreading fear and division. This latest drama started when reports emerged of an internal operation plan that was leaked. The plan allegedly detailed how Dudula members intended to confront undocumented migrants in certain clinics and healthcare facilities. Once the leak made its way to health officials, the health ministry reportedly moved quickly, ordering arrests to stop the plan before it could be carried out. Whether the ministry formally issued that instruction or whether it was more of an internal warning is still not clear, but the result was that police stepped in, and several members of Operation Dudula were arrested. The arrests took place at the Lilian Ngoyi Clinic in Soweto, where members of the group were said to have gone inside demanding to see patient IDs. According to reports, they tried to block foreign nationals from receiving care, and this caused chaos in the clinic. Staff and patients apparently had to lock the doors to stop the disruption, and that's when police were called in. A few women, all senior members of Dudula, were arrested and taken in. They were later released on warning, but the incident has opened up a huge conversation about healthcare rights, immigration, and the line between protest and criminal action. Operation Dudula has denied that they are doing anything wrong. Their leader came out strongly, saying these arrests are nothing more than a smear campaign designed to discredit them. They argue that they are simply fighting for South Africans, insisting that it is unfair for overstretched clinics and hospitals to continue treating undocumented migrants when locals wait for hours or even days for services. For them, the arrests are proof that government is protecting foreign nationals instead of prioritizing its own citizens. On the other hand, the health ministry and various human rights groups are very concerned about this type of action. Health officials have reminded the public that the Constitution protects access to healthcare. In emergency situations especially, no one can be denied medical treatment because of their nationality or their paperwork. Doctors Without Borders also weighed in, saying it was deeply troubling to see healthcare workers and security staff in some cases working hand in hand with Dudula members to intimidate patients. They said this not only violates medical ethics but also threatens public health because people may avoid clinics out of fear, even when they're very sick. The Democratic Alliance, which is the main opposition party, has also spoken strongly against these incidents. They have called for the urgent deployment of public order police to protect patients and ensure safety at healthcare facilities. They argue that no matter how heated the immigration debate becomes, it should never spill over into hospitals and clinics, where people are at their most vulnerable. According to them, what happened at the Lilian Ngoyi Clinic and in other facilities is unconstitutional and dangerous. What makes this issue so divisive is that it touches on two very real problems at the same time. On one hand, South African clinics and hospitals are overcrowded and under-resourced. People wait hours and sometimes days for care. Medicine shortages are common, and healthcare workers are overworked and underpaid. It's not hard to understand why locals feel frustrated when they see foreign nationals in the same queues. On the other hand, the right to healthcare is a basic human right. Denying treatment to someone who might be sick or injured doesn't just affect them, it could also create health risks for everyone in the community. That's why this leak and the arrests are so important. If the health ministry really did order arrests in response to the plan, it suggests that government is taking a stand against vigilante action. It shows a recognition that groups like Operation Dudula cannot be allowed to police clinics and create parallel systems of authority. But if, as Dudula argues, these arrests are just an attempt to silence them, then the question becomes whether government is doing enough to address the frustrations that gave rise to the group in the first place. In the days after the arrests, Dudula members returned to the Lilian Ngoyi clinic, demanding answers from management and insisting they were only standing up for ordinary South Africans. They held a protest outside, saying they will not be intimidated by arrests. Their leader repeated that they are being unfairly targeted while government continues to fail its own citizens. The reality is that this situation has no easy answers. Immigration is a sensitive subject in South Africa, especially with unemployment so high and services so stretched. At the same time, the law is very clear: healthcare is for everyone within the country's borders, regardless of where they come from. When these two principles collide, tensions are bound to rise. So where does this leave us? For many ordinary South Africans, the feeling is mixed. People want their own needs met, but they also recognize the humanity of those seeking help. At the end of the day, most would probably agree that turning clinics into battlegrounds is not the solution. That only adds more pain to a system that is already under huge pressure. Now, before we close off, let's lighten it up a bit. After all, the news can be heavy, and sometimes you just need to laugh to get through it. I saw someone comment online that if Dudula carries on like this, they might start asking patients for their PIN numbers next, just to make sure their access is verified properly. Another one joked that if things keep going this way, South African clinics are going to need bouncers at the doors instead of security guards, with a clipboard saying, "You're on the guest list or you're not getting in." Imagine trying to get into a clinic like it's a nightclub. No ID, no entry, but at least the music is pumping. All jokes aside, this is a serious issue, and it deserves attention from both the government and the public. Whether you agree with Dudula or not, we cannot afford to have health facilities turned into places of conflict. South Africa is already facing enough challenges in its healthcare system without adding intimidation and division into the mix. All images used in this video are for illustration purposes only. Sources: All Africa, The Star, Medical Brief, Doctors Without Borders, Democratic Alliance official statements.